After a tough year for the entire world, including the sporting sphere, one of the most renowned events in Europe, the Hellas Rally Raid, is about to get started.
This year, after the COVID pause, it was one of the biggest editions of Hellas Rally. We started with 236 competitors from 30 different countries.
This year's edition, after the cancellation in 2020, finds riders and drivers in Navpaktos in western Greece. For many, it is the start of their season. For others, this event is just another stop on their racing calendar.
Here at the Hellas Rally, we find the right mixture between having a race and still having fun, and this is perfect here. And if you go into such an event, you have to see all the things around, and here everything from the country until security, everything is more or less perfect, and therefore we love to be here.
We love Greece, we love the weather, we love the people, a lot of rallies all around the year, and we're a lot of Israelis that come to this rally. So for us, it was a very nice rally to start with after the COVID-19 out of Israel. And we just love the place.
So Hellas Rally has been my first rally. I never rallied in my life, so it was my first experience, and it's been amazing. I came here in 2014 with my Super Enduro, and it was beautiful. I did the adventure riding, but it was super fun. And then, after 7 years, I'm back. So it's my second time, and it is a gift from my wife. And this time it will be with the roadbook, so it will be the real rally.
One of the most loyal participants in the Hellas Rally is Kini Racing, the team of Heinz Kini Gardner. When his son, Hannes, started racing again after his accident, the Hellas Rally was the first one he competed in.
Yeah, it started everything with me buying a buggy after being in a wheelchair, and yeah, I was going around at home with the buggy, and it was a lot of fun. And with two friends of mine, also in the wheelchair, we had the idea then to start in the rally, make a competition again. Yeah, and then we prepared for a Hellas Rally, and this was then the first rally we did. Yeah, and instead we are here every year, so we really enjoy it. And the team is getting bigger and bigger. So meanwhile this year we are 6 buggies, 5 bikes, a good team behind. All of us, we love what we do, we really enjoy it, and yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll have a lot of fun this year.
Actually, this year we have quite a big team. We have 6 buggies, which was logistic-wise a bit of a problem to bring them down. 3 of them are with handicap pilots, so it's extra exciting to see them. And we have 6 motorcycles, also from all over Europe.
The event was about to start, with the competitors ready to kick off this one-week journey around western Greece's mountains. The last instructions and final pieces of advice were shared before the first and opening stage. The safety, ease and enjoyment of the competitors are the top priorities for the Hellas organising team. This is an amateur race organised in the most professional way possible. Stage 1 featured a 91-kilometre course near Navpaktos and was a great first taste for the rest of the week. It was a relatively short 1 hour and 10 minute stage for the riders to complete. And afterwards, the focus shifted to the much longer stage featured on day 2. Stage 2 of the Hellas Rally was designed to be hard. The day started with a liaison route crossing the Rio Antirio Bridge, visiting the Peloponnese Peninsula. With the start taking place at the foothills of Mount Panahaiko. The 322-kilometer route took competitors around Mount Erymanthos and up to the top of Panahaiko mountain. There are stunning views from every piece of this mountainous landscape. Nafpaktos was a great choice as host city of the event this year, providing a lot of interesting terrain within very short distances.
In Nafpaktos we returned after 2017, that was the last edition here. And one of the biggest surprises in Nafpaktos is always the spectacular bivouac by the sea, which is very rare, and the small distances from the high mountains of continental Greece. The unique thing of Nafpaktos is that it offers all kinds of terrains very close to the bivouac, and the city of Nafpaktos offers a lot of services for everybody, not only for the competitors, but also for the families or the people who stay behind while the competitors are racing.
Moving to day 3, and the marathon stage was about to start. This extra demanding section of the event would span across 2 racing days. While this is usual for the most famous off-road rallies, it was the first time that the competitors would experience it in Europe.
I think we're quite excited about the marathon stage because you don't really know what is going to happen during 2 days. We don't know, so it's like, you know, waking up in the morning and not knowing where you're going to sleep. Wow, let's do this and let's reach this finish line so we can enjoy the night with all the other competitors and maybe try to share something with them, which we do more during the marathon stage than when we come back here in the bivouac.
Yeah, so the marathon stage is we don't come back to the bivouac, and the bike has to survive 2 days without really doing any maintenance. So yeah, you need to ride with that in mind to preserve the bike, preserve the tyre, and there's no assistance. I don't take assistance anyway, so that doesn't change anything for me, but for a lot of riders that will. So yeah, and no hotel for them at the end of the day either. So I'm used to sleeping in the van, so it doesn't change for me either. So yeah, but I think some people it'll feel a bit more like an authentic rally, so slightly less comfort.
For this grueling part of the race, the roadbook took competitors up north on a 400+ kilometer route, finishing in Karpenisi. Having limited service options and no help from their support team, playing it safe and preserving their vehicles was of the utmost importance.
It is of course an extra challenge. For the side-by-sides, we are allowed to do a service over there. For the motorcycle, they have to be a little bit more careful, no? If they are destroying their tire, if they are crashing and destroying the bike, they have a very difficult second day then. So it's a advice to them to be clever.
The final competitors arrived at night in Karpenisi, with only a few hours to rest before another long stage to get them back to Nafpaktos.
It was really the longest day at the Hellas Rally and the longest day in my life on the motorcycle. I never been so long time on the two wheels.
And we started at 8 o'clock and arrived at 8, so 12 hours in the car. It's very long, but we are arrived really happy because we saw so many different landscapes. Yeah. Country is wonderful, really wonderful. So many different landscapes. You are in the mountains, you are in the desert, you are in the woods. Yeah.
On the return leg, stage 4 of the race, the exhaustion was tangible. Most of the competitors dropped their pace slightly to recover from the past grueling kilometers. The route, taking them around Trikanida Lake, was a great reward for them.
Well, today it's a quite short day because yesterday was the marathon stage, so long, so hard. Amazing landscapes, amazing tracks, but a little bit harder for these big bikes, especially the last kilometer with crossing the river this 4 times. And today, a very different tracks, fast tracks, and a very slippery corners in another track.
Among the competitors of this year's edition, we met Dror Cohen from Israel, competing in the impaired category. The Israelis built a custom setup to optimize the way they handle the vehicle and stay competitive.
I don't have the use of my legs. I'm disabled from a car accident, paralyzed from the waist down, and it works very well. I'm head-to-head with a normal person that has a steering wheel. This is what we worked so hard for, so I won't have any disadvantage. And Avi managed to build me this very cool steering wheel, and I'm so happy for it.
Dror has been a competitive athlete all his life. And even after his tragic accident, he took up sailing and competed across an astonishing 5 Paralympics.
But for me, when the side-by-sides came, it was the dream come true because it's already automatic. And I just had to find someone that will make me a steering wheel which I could drive and be equal as a regular driver to anyone. I have no disadvantage because in the regular cars I used to drive in a race. I race with one hand and the other hand was the gas and brake, and you always have a disadvantage when you drive the car with one hand.
Dror met his mechanic, Avi, many years ago, and together they built a system that allows him to steer his vehicle in the most efficient way. With this system, he could get back to competing in rallies.
It took us 2 years to develop it, and once it was there in the car and it was good, then I said, okay, now I go competing again.
Moving closer to the end of the event, the competitors were getting used to these ever-changing terrains and became quick to modify their driving style accordingly. However, there was a serious urge to take eyes off the road or the roadbook for a glimpse at the ever-changing landscapes. Lakes, rivers, mountain ridges, tight curving roads through fir trees, or under the blazing sun of the alpine landscapes. Day 5 was a challenging 133-kilometer route up to Mornos Artificial Lake and back, where competitors had the chance to focus on speed and climb up the rankings. Day 6 was another long day that brought riders and SSV drivers up to the fir forest of Ela 2 and further north still, before looping back to Navpaktos after a demanding 300-kilometer drive. Whilst most of us think of motorsports as a male-dominated world, among the motorsport enthusiasts who navigated these routes in the Hellas Rally were a large selection of women. A promising future for a gender-equal sport lies ahead.
I think girls are not enjoying mechanics, so that's why they are not coming in this kind of competition. You know, racing is not easy with a car or with a moto or anything because we have to learn about mechanics, so it's not easy. But when you can enjoy a staff maybe, or some people who can share his experience and try to teach you many things, it's really something to do, because by curiosity you can learn a lot and you can maybe enjoy it and try to do it yourself.
I think women on motorcycles is definitely growing. We're seeing more women on bikes, but still in competitive, especially off-road like riding, it's still limited. So, I mean, it doesn't help the bikes are pretty tall, so that can be unnerving, I think, you know, for, especially, you know, I'm not a big build myself, so that can make you feel a bit more nervous, but it's definitely doable. You need to just start with a good base, get some training and just start slowly and build it up.
The final stage of the event featured a relatively short course, bringing down the heat on the past week's action. However, there was still spectacle on the ultimate day of the event. Another year's edition concluded, leaving all the participants with great memories. Many of them are sure to come back for more racing in the mountains of continental Greece.
To be honest, it's world class. It's everything about the atmosphere and the racers that have attended. The organisation and the organisers do a fantastic job with all the preparation work and all the, for me personally, the safety features. Especially as my wife worries about things and wants to know that I'm going to be all right. Again, the technical side with the Hellas Rally, she gets to see where I am while I'm racing, which shares it then with the whole world, which is a fantastic thing. So excellent. I couldn't fault it.
We are here now since 2014, 6 years. The idea was to find a place, a race where we could have a race and also a bit of holiday and fun. And Hellas Rally is a fantastic opportunity. You have mountains, you have the sea, you have very friendly people welcoming you. So for us this is really a must to be here and to come again, and hopefully coming more often. So we find here exactly our race.
The athletes who dominated had set their stall out from day one. In the motorcycle category, it was Loïc from France, one of the most experienced riders in the field, who went home with the trophy. Worth mentioning is second place finisher Tobias Ebster from Austria. A young motocross champion from Team Kini, who competed in his first ever rally.
Yeah, it's very happy for the win this rally, and the bike perfect, the team it's very good for the job, and happy to play in the mountain and the forest. It's very good, and the best for me. A good day. It was a cool experience, and for sure a long week, a hard week, and tough physically and mentally. But all in all, I came out doing second for my first rally, so this is pretty good. I'm excited about it, about the future also. And yeah, now we go home back to Austria.
Third in the motorcycle category was Karmi Ziv from Israel. In the squad class and third overall was the amazing and spectacular Varja Đuraj of Slovakia.
Sedem dní bolo veľmi dlhých tu v Grécku. Niektorá etapa bola kratšia, niektorá dlhšia, niektorá vyšla lepšie, niektorá troška horšie. Sme v cieli ako prvá štvorkovka, to je hlavné. Celkovo tretí, čo je vynikajúci výsledok pre nás, si myslím. Zo všetkých tých motoriek myslím, že bolo okolo 150 štartujúcich a dojsť na 3. mieste, perfektné. My sme nemali celú rally žiadny problém, nejaký technický, a proste všetko odsýpalo jak malo. Sem tam nejaká malá navigačná chyba, ale celých 7 dní to išlo bez problémov a celá rally bola úžasná pre nás.
In the SSV class, the battle was open until the very last stage. In the end, Gibori Alban of Israel drove his SSV to the top of the podium with the help of his co-driver and brother, Erez. The battle was so intense that there was less than a 20-minute gap between the top 4 spots in the SSV class after an entire week of racing.
It was a tough 7 days. It's the first time that we came here to Greece. Beautiful country, beautiful landscape, unbelievable. It was a great trip, and the results was surprising from our side. We didn't expect to get first, but it's make it more exciting.
The Hellas Rally Raid has been going from strength to strength over the last few years, a route all down to the organisers. We will definitely see you next year in Greece for a week full of action, discovering more of the opportunities and views this country has to offer. See you then.